Right, folks. So, not had much content out recently. Busy, but stuff's going on in the background. Got random projects on the go. Lots of stuff. Should make an attempt to film more of it, to be honest. This is for the steam engine. This is going to be the cylinder block. Solid piece of brass. It arrived at the other day. Anyway. Sorry, it's really glowing. This project, I have got some sheets of copper. My mum's birthday's coming up, and she's an avid gardener. And I'm going to try and forge bits of it maybe, weld some bits and whatever. A copper butterfly. So, we can pick that up. Just trace some wings, like 2 different sizes. You can't see that, can you? It's way too bright. Yeah. Anyway, I got some copper sheets from an old copper cylinder that I salvaged that we had replaced. So I'm going to trim some of that out and attempt to make some wings. I'll probably add some detail and stuff to them anyway. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I've got to make like the abdomen and thorax and that kind of stuff, and that should be interesting. I'll probably use the TIG for that. So I'll grab the copper anyway. Alright, so here's the copper sheet. I've got a bit of it. I thought I had more than I actually have there. Stashed down there, but I'm sure I've got more. So now I just need to work out if I can get 2 sets of wings out of this, which would be nice. We shall see. Right. Hey guys, so I've not filmed the process of making it, but what I'll do is I'll just do like a quick summary of how I made it. It's a birthday tomorrow, so I've literally just finished it today. There we are. You see it's riveted on the back there and there. I've just flattened this bar out. Ideally it would have been nice to use a full piece of copper so it would never erode. But I've just hit the wings with some heat using a blowtorch. Just obviously with it being so thin, you have to, because obviously copper work hardens and it will just crack if you don't. But I'll show you the techniques I've used for everything. Quickly give an explanation, like how to get the ripple effects in the wings. I'll get a photo of it once it's set up in the garden as well. I'll be giving it tomorrow. Hopefully she'll like that. She's a huge gardener, is my mum. She studied horticulture. Sorry. And she ran her own shop for a number of years when I was a kid. Won a lot of contests and stuff, like flower arranging contests, and she used to do loads of stuff for people's weddings and that. Really good at it, she is. Knows all the Latin names. I thought it'd be quite a nice gift. Make her something rather than buy. But yeah, I'll give you a little talk around now. I've done it. One sec, I'll get the camera set up. Okay, so I started out with the copper that you saw before, which was an old boiler. An old boiler tank that actually comes from my mum's house. When she changed over from an immersion to like a combi boiler. But anyway, I kept that because I figured I might be able to use it for the traction engine. Originally I was going to use it to make a water tank from, but I've decided just to go with stainless. So anyway, yeah, I cut that up and straightened it all out into sheets. This is obviously 2 separate wings. And you can see, get you over here, and only you can see a bit of the silver solder here, where originally I tried to just silver solder this straight to the bar, which was unsuccessful. So I decided to TIG weld the wings together, and with it being so thin I had to put like a heat sink underneath, which is a big block of copper. So I just pinned it down using my clamps onto there, TIG welded the 2 wings together, and then used a peen hammer to knock the welds flat. And then I flattened the bar out underneath. Just heated up with the blowtorch and flattened it down on the anvil. And drilled some, series of holes to rivet it together. Now these are the copper rivets that I've used for my traction engine. So they're just a 3mm copper rivet, domed head. And I cut a slither here just to hide the weld. And just textured it with a ball peen hammer. So, it's come out quite nice. So the technique I used for putting the pattern onto the wings, and I have to be really careful with this because obviously copper work hardens as you hammer it. So if you work it too long, all you'll do is you'll crack them. So you'll get to where you want it to be, and they'll probably end up ruining them. So every so often, as you flatten them out, you'll feel it gets really rigid. Just heat it up with a blowtorch and quench into a bucket of water. But like your coppers, your brasses, it has a reverse effect. So if you're heating them, quenching them, it actually softens them as opposed to steel, like carbon steels, not so much mild. So yeah, just keep doing that. Makes it nice and pliable and workable, so it goes soft again. It's easy to tell in the colour. You just want it like a dull orange before you quench it. Now to put the texture in, I've got a cheap axe. This is an old axe I used to use. It's out of my toolbox. So when I used to get a lot of plasma parts cut at one of my old jobs, to clean them up, I put a dull edge on my axe and it comes off really easy. Just go along scraping it off. It's a really quick method rather than using grinding discs and wasting them. It just removes the slag off your plasma cut parts really quickly. I'll just give you a little demonstration of that working now. Right, you want something slightly soft underneath. It's going to allow it to sort of imprint. If you have anything solid like a piece of steel or anything, it won't allow the shape to come through on the other side. But yeah. Obviously it distorts the sheet quite a bit doing this. As you can see, it folds itself around. You get that nice texture. So all you need to do is obviously once you've done it for a bit, heat it up like I said with the blowtorch, quench it, and you'll be able to straighten that out. So if I keep working this now, if I try to bend that back, it'll just snap, so that's no good obviously. That's the technique I used to get the detail in the wings. See there, picking up very well. There you go. Sorry about not filming it. Obviously, it's a bit short notice. I didn't really have I had like a rough idea what I wanted to do, but I didn't really have any plan to work from. And I was just racking my brain thinking of ideas. So yeah, just something I needed to get boxed off. It's not going to be the last one to do. I want to do some beetles and stuff for the garden, some nice decorative pieces. So I'll try and film them and make a nicer job of it. But I'll get some footage of you anyway for it in the garden so you can see. Hopefully, over time it'll get a nice patina to it. It'll look pretty cool and something you can hold on to for a while. Right guys, it's just a short video. I thought, sorry again that I didn't film it, but you've seen the basics behind it. Right, I'll catch you in the next video guys.